Hello everyone, welcome to the official channel of Top Rankers. My name is Neelam and I'm going to have a discussion with you on DBE program, the exam which is going to be conducted on 26th. Alright, so you must be in the last leg of your preparation now, and today we are going to have a discussion of all the papers which have been conducted so far for this particular program of IIM Bangalore, right? We thought of picking up the previous year paper questions so that you have the clarity about what is it that you are going to face on this exam, on this day. And by practicing previous year questions, you will also understand the rigor of the exam, and accordingly you can fine tune your strategy. If I am visible and audible to everyone, can you please give me a thumbs up so that we can start with the session? Hi, good afternoon. All right. So am I visible and audible to everyone? If I am, then just give me a thumbs up so that we can start with the discussion for today. Hi, gamer. So am I audible and visible to everyone? Can you just give me a message confirming that everything is okay? All right, fine. So let's get started. As I said, last to last year when the exam was conducted, there were two slots, right? So we have two papers for that slot, and the last year there was one paper, right? And each year there were 20 questions in this paper. So we have cumulatively 60 questions which appeared in previous year paper. So in today's marathon, which is going to happen in two slots, we are going to have a discussion of those 60 questions. Along with that, there was a sample paper released by IIM Bangalore when the exam was conducted for the first time. Before that, there was a sample paper release for students to have an idea of what kind of questions they are going to give. So we have those sample paper questions as well. Okay. So authentic questions are going to be around 75 questions. On the basis of that, we have created some more questions, replicating the pattern, their design, their flavor, so that you have a real practice feel for that exam. Okay, so in these two sessions today, that's what we are going to do. We are going to have a practice of those questions which appear, and along with that, we will also discuss those questions which are replicated by our team on the basis of the pattern. Okay, since 20 questions are there, and you should not spend more than 20 minutes on overall English section, verbal ability section. So I would continue with what we have been doing in this practice session. I'll give you 1 minute to solve each question, because ideally you should not spend more than 1 minute on each question. Okay. So I'm going to give you the timer. The timer is going to be shown on the screen. You look at the question, you try to solve it in 1 minute, and then we will discuss the answer. Okay. So that's the way we are going to go about in today's session. Are you all ready? Since you are a category student, I suppose that score is going to be a valid score, is going to be a good score for you to get a call for this program. Definitely, right? All right, class, so let's get started. All right, class, so just a second. Let me just work out with. Okay, you start doing this question. I'm going to see how I can get the clock started. Just a second. आकाश, उस पे क्लॉक कैसे स्टार्ट होती है? All right. Let me see if I. All right. So I hope the clock is visible to everyone. All right, what's the answer? So this question is actually dealing with filling the blank, okay? And these questions have come in all these years. In all these three papers, you will find this set of questions. Now this can actually be in the middle of the sentence. It could also be at the end of the paragraph. It could actually appear anywhere. All right. Now, in this set of question, what you need to do is you need to understand what is the paragraph about. You need to understand the essence of the paragraph. What is it that author wants to say? By assimilating the core idea, the essence, you need to understand how it should be ended or how the sentence should be integrated here, right? Or which sentence should be integrated here. So, reading the first sentence and the second sentence which comes before this blank is of paramount importance. You need to read these sentences carefully. Let's read them out. I drove out early one morning to Hemis to witness one of the greatest events of the Ladakhi calendar, the Tisu festival. Now, here we are just told about that author is going towards Ladakh to have a festival. Now, I concluded that this is how the tradition, this is how, that means a process is explained here. Traditional culture flourished until a Ladakhi pointed out that such goods. Now, how, this is how, that means a process, as well as such goods. That means I need a mention of some goods here in the blank, which is going to be inserted here, right? Now look at the options. We began to edge down along a single lane road towards Nubra Valley. New idea, right? Because it is not connecting with these two ideas. Second, indeed, many of Ladakh's festivals traditionally held in winter when Ladakhis don't have to work on fields have now been moved to the summer so they can grab a foreign audience. Suddenly, a new idea, which is again not coherent with these two statements. Such goods, I need the mention of some goods here. I knew before I came to Ladakh, the high dry region in northern India that borders Tibet. Again, what you knew, you don't know here. But look at fourth. When I arrived, I found a whole settlement set up around the temple with sharp-cheeked men and girls selling necklaces and statues of the Buddha. Now I get the mention of some stuff, mystic scrolls and even CDs. So here, such goods is mentioned. And that is why fourth, that's D, is going to be your answer. All of you are correct. Very good class. Right? So D is supposed to be your answer. Here, understanding what comes after this is very, very important. So try to connect the sentence. If it is in the middle, the blank is supposed to be there in the middle, then read the sentence before, read the sentence after, assimilate the idea and find out these indicators, such goods, these goods, such. So they are very strong indicator that what should come. D is your answer here. All right, class, let's do away with the clock. That's possibly is going to come in the way of your seeing the question. I'm going to time the clock in my phone. I'll intimate you whenever the 1 minute time is going to get over. Okay? Chali, next question. All right, class, time is up. Tell me your answers. Type your answers here. All right, the question is, use a conjunction to connect two clauses with different tenses. Now, very specific instructions here. You need a conjunction which is connecting two clauses with different tenses. Okay? All right, let's see if first option is fulfilling the criteria. By the time we arrived, they had already left the party. Okay, fine. So this is past simple. This is past perfect, right? So two different tenses, but there is no conjunction, right? So by the time we arrived, they had already left the party, has no conjunction, so there is no answer. This is not the answer. While she cooks dinner, present simple, okay? She cooks dinner, present simple. He will be finishing his work in the office. He will be finishing. Future continuous. Okay? Those different tenses hai. And we have a conjunction as well. But is it used correctly? Is this conjunction used correctly? No. Whenever you use while to connect two actions, this action, continuous action, is preceded by while. Right? You mark your answer while I am explaining you the questions. I am explaining you the tenses, right? So while should precede your tense which is continuous, in continuous, and that's why B is also not your answer. Okay? Look at this. He has finished his studies, present perfect, but is planning to travel next month. Is planning to travel next month. So that is continuous, and but is there, conjunction is there, and the conjunction is also used here correctly, and that's why C is your answer. Despite finishing her work early, she goes home immediately. Now this is also using despite here, that's correct. Finishing her work early and two different clauses, but the problem is despite is not correct here. Despite finishing her work early, she goes home late. That's how despite is connected. Despite brings contrast in an idea. This is not bringing any contrast. Conjunction is there, but meaning is not there. So here the answer is going to be C. Are we all clear? All right. Chaliye. Next. All right, in this kind of questions, you should not take 1 minute. All right, let me see what answers you have given. All right. By the time is not a conjunction, by the time is a prepositional phrase. Okay, it's not a conjunction. The very clear directions are given, but the conjunction should be there and there should be two different tenses. Okay. All right. Now, the professor's erudite lecture on astrophysics aroused curiosity in the minds of his students, inspiring them to delve deeper into the mysteries of the cosmos. So, aroused is the word which is bold-faced, and aroused is the word for which we need to find the correct synonym. Okay. So, I'm sure from the context of the sentence also it's clear that he raise the curiosity of students by his erudite lecture. Erudite is someone who is very learned, someone who is very scholastic, someone who has deep, profound understanding of any particular subject. So that is what is erudite, erudition. ठीक है? So जो उसका deep knowledge था, उसने students का जो curiosity थी उसको arouse किया. So arouse किया, that means उसको जागृत किया, उसको ignite किया, उसको kindle किया. So here the answer is going to be intrigued. When you are intrigued, you want to know about something more, right? You are hooked to something, or you are very, very interested and keen on knowing that thing. So that is what is intrigued. Perplexed, bewildered, confounded. बहुत clearly examiner ने यहाँ बहुत मेहनत नहीं की आपको options को close देने में. तीनों को इसका antonym कर दिया, ठीक है? So perplexing, when something is perplexing, it's confusing. Something which is baffling, something which is bewildering, that means आपको confuse करे, आपको clarity ना दे, and same is confounding, ठीक है? So all three words come for anything which is chaotic, confusing, and whereas intrigued is something which arouses your curiosity and interest in knowing something. So answer is going to be A, and all of you are correct, okay? Chali, next question is about analogy. I'm sure you know how to deal with this set of questions. Learned, scholarly, right? अभी हमने एक और word सीखा, erudite. Scholarly, learned, erudite, all are same. So जैसे learned and scholarly है, वैसे superficial and क्या होना चाहिए? Which word should go with superficial here? बताएं class, quickly. All right. I see answer as A. All right. Yes, class. Answer is going to be A because we need a synonym here. Learned, scholarly, both are synonym. They have a synonymous relationship. Somebody who is scholarly is learned. Somebody who knows a lot about something. A person who has deep authority on something. So that is what is learned. Learned scholar, learned lawyer. Similarly, superficial is something ऊपर से सतही तौर पे, something which is not deep, something which is not profound, which has only, satahi knowledge. So that is shallow. The shallow and superficial both are going to be same. Deep is going to be antonym. Mundane, I'm sure I told you some synonyms of mundane in last class. Do you remember some of them? We discussed a lot of synonyms of mundane in the last class. I gave you cliched. I gave you bromide, platitude, run of the mill. All these are synonyms of mundane, something which is boring, everyday kind, something which is not scintillating, exciting, or something which, gives you some kind of excitement. So that is what is mundane, boring, everyday kind. Pedestrian is another word for that. Right? So run of the mill, everyday kind. The movie is run of the mill. That means nothing new, nothing novel, nothing original. It's just every other kind of movie. Run of the mill movie. Platitude, political cliches. So the statement which are often used in a political arena, right? So political platitude, economic platitude, okay? Bromide, same, unoriginal. Same is pedestrian. It was a pedestrian idea. Nothing new, nothing exciting. Okay, so all are same and mundane is also same. Mundane task, mundane job, everyday kind, boring. ठीक है, ये सभी synonym है class. What is inquisitive? Who is inquisitive? As a student, you should be inquisitive. Inquisitive is someone who has great deal of curiosity, who wants to know a lot of things, who always asks questions, right? So that is what is inquisitive. Inquisitiveness is a hallmark of a good student. So that means you need to have curiosity, you need to have this ability to ask questions. So that is what is inquisitiveness. Okay, here answer is A, but I'm sure these words are also clear to everyone. Are we clear? Chaliye, next question. All right, so here the last sentence is to be furnished, right? Read the paragraph carefully as we discussed in the first question, understand the whole essence of the paragraph and then see how it should be closed. All right, class. Let me see what answers you think or which option you think should be fitting. All right. All right. Let's see. So audience segmentation used to be a blunt process, grouping people information such as their age, gender, location, education level, income and so on. ठीक है, तो ये था ऑडियंस सेगमेंटेशन, जिसमें कौन से किसी भी कंपनी के लिए कौन सा टारगेट ग्रुप है वो उनको सेगमेंट करते थे. अगर वो घड़ियां बना रहे हैं, लेट्स से फास्टैग बना रहे हैं, तो किसको टारगेट कर रहे हैं, तो सेगमेंटेशन. अगर वो नेबुला सीरीज की घड़ी बना रहे हैं तो किसको टारगेट करेंगे. ठीक है, so that's how they used to do the audience segmentation, their customer segmentation on the basis of their age, their income level, their education level and everything. अब AI technology can drill down this audience behavior into audience behavior and help teams develop a sophisticated understanding of niche communities based on their shared values, behavior, influences, brand affinities and more. अब AI की टेक्नोलॉजी से ये और गहरी होती जा रही है नॉलेज. इसकी वजह से एआई की वजह से आप इस सेम सेगमेंट के बिहेवियर को, उनके ब्रांड एफिनिटीज को, उनकी शेयर्ड वैल्यू सबको पता कर सकते हैं एआई से। ठीक है, पहले आप सिर्फ ये पता करते थे कि वो कितना कमाते हैं, उनकी लोकेशन, उनका एजुकेशन लेवल, उनका जेंडर, बट अब एआई से आप ये भी पता कर सकते हैं। देन दिस प्रोवाइड्स अ मच मोर नुआंस्ड, बहुत ही गहरी, बहुत ही बारीक जानकारी आपको मिलती है। व्हाट रियली मेक्स एन ऑडियंस टिक, किस वजह से कोई पर्टिकुलर ऑडियंस टिक करता है, मतलब उनका प्रोडक्ट खरीदता है। मेकिंग इट इजियर टू क्रिएट कैंपेन्स दैट रेजोनेट, इसकी वजह से मार्केटियर्स के लिए उस तरह की कैंपेन को डिजाइन करना इजी हो गया है, द कैंपेन्स विच टिक। ठीक है, अब देखिए, a lot of you say okay, all right, C, fine. So C is actually the answer class, right? Why not A? This newfound understanding allows for marketing based on blanket information. It's not blanket information, it's actually very nuanced information. Nonetheless, implementing AI requires significant investment. Author is not negative about it, author is throughout positive. And this is something which goes beyond the scope of what author is saying. D is also not correct because demography has already been discussed there. Answer is going to be C. Okay? All right, next. It must be very easy. Identify the phrasal verb in the given question. You don't have to give the meaning. You just have to identify which sentence or which option represents a phrasal verb. All right. Answer is D. Delhi broke through, right? So breakthrough, broke through is going to be the second form. Breakthrough is going to be the first form, and that's what is your phrasal verb. This is not phrasal verb. This is not phrasal verb. Phrasal verb is basically one preposition, one word, right? Like look in, look for. So one word, preposition. Look up to, preposition, one word, right? Look forward to, two preposition and word. So these are phrasal verbs, one word and one preposition, right? But there, in here, we don't have any preposition. They are not phrasal verb. So it was fairly simple, just the identification of phrasal verb. Chaliye, next, para jumble. Find out the correct sequencing of this question. All right, class. I'm sure you are following the tricks of Parajumble opening statement. Find out the opening statement, then go for one mandatory pair. Okay. Now, first opening statement. It's either second, it's first or three. First, either glory means to me fame or it means luminosity. Okay. Second, as for the second cannot be my opening statement because as for the second, I should talk about as for the first, and then I can talk about the second. So, opening statement is not second. So, this option is eliminated. Now, either glory means to me fame or it means luminosity. Okay, fine. Let's see third. Glory suggests two ideas to me, of which one seems wicked and the other ridiculous. Now, between first and three seems to be a better opening statement because here the author is introducing the idea of glory, and then he also says that of which one seems this and second seems this, right? So, 3 becomes your opening statement. Now, 3 should be followed by 1 or 4. Let's quickly discuss that. Glory suggests two ideas to me, for which one wicked and the other ridiculous. As for the first, answer is 3, 4, 1, 2. Very clearly, just by finding the opening statement and then finding a mandatory pair will give you the answer for Parajumble. These are two important basic principles for finding the Parajumble answer. Stick to it and practice it enough. This question is going to be a no-brainer for you. And that too, in very less time, you can come to your answer here. All right? Okay, next question. All right, class, quickly type your answer in the chat box. Despite the initial setbacks, the team remained dash and determined to achieve their goals. You need to choose the word which perfectly fills the blank, making it meaningful and complete. The sentences beginning with despite, that gives you an idea of contrast. Despite the initial setbacks, yes. So you needed a word which is adjective here because they remain dash and determine. Determine, adjective. Here also we need adjective and something which also makes it meaningful. Resilient is going to be the perfect word. Persevere could have been the word, but persevered. They remain persevered. And persistence is noun, whereas we need adjective here. Discourage is just the opposite. Answer is going to be D, Delhi. Next, the correct form of the word. All right. Despite the challenges, she approached each problem with dash, carefully weighing all possible solutions before making decisions. So here the word that is needed is problem with meticulousness. You need a noun here. Meticulousness gives you the noun, right? So meticulous, adjective, right? He is a meticulous professional, a person who um, does everything painstakingly, a person who takes care of small details of his task. That is what is meticulous. बहुत ही बारीक, बहुत ही nuanced तरीके से जब आप कोई काम करते हैं, so you work with utmost meticulousness. ध्यान से आप अपना resume तैयार करते हैं, you do it with meticulousness. That means spelling, font, details, everything has to be correct. So meticulousness, right? So यहाँ पे आंसर जो होगा वो बी है. देखिए कितने इजी क्वेश्चंस हैं. ओके, नेक्स्ट. All right, what's the answer? All right, answer is going to be B, Bombay. The discovery of a hidden chamber within the ancient temple set archaeologists into a frenzy of excitement. So very easy preposition which are filling the sentence perfectly. Okay, so the answer is B here. Yes, all of you are correct. Now, there is a passage. I give you time to read the passage and then we are going to discuss the questions. Okay? All right, quickly, go ahead. All right, class. I hope you are done with reading of the passage. Shall we move on to the questions? There are 4 questions followed by this passage. If you are done reading, quickly send a message in the group so that in the chat box so that I can move on to the questions. I hope though no explanation of the passage is required since the passage is easy to follow. चलिए title बताइए. Select the most appropriate title of the passage. Class, quickly. Mark your answer for the most appropriate title of the passage. Alright, you can easily eliminate this option because effects of panspermia has been discussed in the first part of the passage. Only to discuss the theory of different scientists or different people who gave that about the origin of the world, right? And that's why this is eliminated. It was just discussed as a detail. It's not capturing the author's idea at all. What about this? Earth's protective blanket. Author is actually not talking about it as an idea. It was just a detailing, right? This is also eliminated. Answer is going to be A because the whole second paragraph, author says, talks about the Titan and the conducive environment which exists on this for supporting life, just like Earth. And that's why answer is going to be A. Question number 2. As per the passage, it's not possible to know about Titan's surface features because. What's the reason why we can't know about its surface? All right. So let me take you to the passage quickly. It's very clearly given that here, which obstructs, but Titan is surrounded by a thick orange haze which obstruct the view below the dense cloud, and therefore no one has been able to know the surface feature. And that is why answer is going to be the presence of a thick orange haze, very clearly given. No inferential reading, no inferential understanding, no reading between the line. Directly what is given has been given as the option, right? Chaliye, next. Select the appropriate option which is not true according to the passage. For this set of question or this kind of question, you definitely need to be sure about each statement, and for that you need to read the passage carefully. Tell me which one is not true as per the passage. All right. So that is true, very clearly given. That is also true that it has some special feature, but it is very different from Earth, our planet. Voyager 1 has given many significant information related to Titan, that's also given, right? But this is not given. Mainstream scientists, do they agree with this theory or not? We don't know that, right? Author hasn't discussed that, and that's why answer is D. Something which is not mentioned can also be something which is not true, okay? Conducive in the first paragraph, what does that mean? So in the passage itself, the examiner is discussing the vocabulary. If something is conducive, water is a good conductor of electricity. So conductor से ही conducive आया है. That means it is helpful to generate something. Conducive. What's going to be the answer? Answer is going to be helpful. So if something is conducive, right? Online classes can be conducive for learning outcome of students. Conducive can be helpful. So answer is going to be B. Remorseful, when you are full of regret or when you are full of contrite for what wrongs you have done, so you have remorse. Bountiful, plentiful, बहुत ज़्यादा चीज होना, plentiful opportunity, plenty opportunity, bountiful, so something which is in abundance, बहुत ज़्यादा मात्रा में होना, बहुत ज़्यादा number में होना is plentiful and bountiful, both are going to be same. So here answer is going to be helpful. ठीक है? चलिए class, quickly 6 questions more and then we will be done with the first paper. बताइए क्या आंसर है? Dumping medical waste into the atmosphere affects the environment badly. All right. I'm sure all of you got your answer correct here. Answer is going to be effects, right? Atmosphere, this is noun. Effects is noun. Affect is verb, right? So dumping medical waste affect the environment badly. You need a verb here, right? Affect, effect. This is noun, this is verb. Same goes for advice with noun and advice with verb, right? Very small, difference in the spelling will completely ruin the meaning, will completely make the sentence incorrect, right? Reverberates is something which echoes. ठीक है? So reverberation होता है. Effect आपको पता है. Upshot is nothing but the outcome of something, right? So upshot is the outcome of something. The previous Anna Hazare movement, which happened on Jantar Mantar, the upshot of that was Aam Aadmi Party, the formation of Aam Aadmi Party. So the outcome of the previous Jantar Mantar agitation was Aam Aadmi Party. The outcome was Aam Aadmi Party. So upshot is nothing but the outcome. Reverberate is echo. ठीक है? चलिए. Next question. Identify the sentence which contains future tense verb. Only the identification. जैसे पहले phrasal verb का identification. Now the identification of future. All right. She's reading, continuous. They are cooking, continuous. He has been studying, present perfect, continuous. Answer is B. By the time next week, he will have completed the project. Future perfect. He will have completed the project, right? Fine. So by the time is usually used in this context. Okay, जब ऐसा होगा तो आप एग्जाम दे चुके होंगे. 26 तारीख को शाम के 6 बजे तक आप एग्जाम दे चुके होंगे. So by the time, by this time next week or by 6 o'clock on 6 p.m. you will have taken this exam. You will have finished this exam, right? So we'll have done something future perfect. Next देखिए, correct idiom. Now idiom is something which has been a recurrent theme in these exams, in all the IPM Universe exams, but in this exam as well, you will find 1 or 2 questions on idioms. So please go through the idiom list that we have provided you and the questions that we have done on the basis of idiom. All right. So here, as the summit on global trade policy unfolded, the delegations from developing nations and industrialized countries found themselves grappling with entrenched position on tariffs, subsidies, market access, each side fiercely defending their economic interests and ecological, ideological principles. So they were defending, that means they were not coming to terms with each other. They were not having an amicable solution, right? Mounting diplomatic tension. So ये जो situation समझ में आ रही है, that is of clash, that is of tension between two parties which are negotiating. And that's why answer is going to be at loggerheads with each other. When you are at loggerheads with each other, that means you are locking horns with someone. That means you are having dispute, disagreement, debate with someone, and you are not having an amicable solution with someone, right? To throw caution to the wind is to become a little adventurous, to become a little risky, to become a little perilous in your nature. Okay? So to throw caution to the wind. Jump on the bandwagon. Whenever you use this, that means whatever is being done by other people, whatever is being done by the herd, and you start following that. Let's jump on the bandwagon. That means, whatever everyone is doing, let's start doing that. Take a shine to someone, that means start liking someone. Have a fondness for someone. Okay? So, take a shine is to start having liking for someone. So here, at the loggerheads is going to be the correct idiom. Next. Now, this has also been a regular feature in all three papers that we have. One of the questions is of this type. Either synonym or antonym are to be paired. The words are simple and even the combination is also very easy to find out, right? So savory is something which is salty, so sweet is going to be antonym, right? Though they are exactly not antonym, but here we will take it. Split, join is going to be the antonym. Split is दो भागों में विभाजित होना ना, join is coming together. Rigid, flexible, toxic, healthy, right? So D is 1, D is 1 here. Savory, sweet, A2, answer is going to be 4. Okay? Alright, so the selectors were criticized for choosing a weak team for the World Cup. The team faced defeats in the initial stages, performed well later. Now, contrary to the general belief, right? What do you need here? How do you need to complete the paragraph? So here, contrary to the general belief, because it was a weak team, it was perceived to be a weak team, and the team also did not do very well in the initial stages. But general belief, मतलब ये general belief था कि team is not going to do well. But contrary to the general belief, team won the trophy. ठीक है? So all these three sentences are talking about team losing the match. Team lost the final match, returned empty-handed. Contrary to the general belief, the general belief was team is going to lose, but it won. Answer is going to be B, Bombay. Last question. Odd one out. Benevolent. I hope all of you understand what it means. Benevolent is someone who is charitable, someone who is generous, gives a lot of money, philanthropic, who has big heart, who has magnanimity in his nature. So someone who is big-hearted is benevolent. So here the synonym is going to be compassionate, generous, altruistic. All are synonym. Altruistic is also someone who thinks about others. So extrovert is going to be the answer here, because extrovert doesn't have anything to do with being big-hearted. It's only about you being outgoing, you being friendly with other people and talking out, right? So that's my answer is going to be C. Okay. So we did first lot 20 questions. I hope you got clarity. The questions are doable as long as you apply your mind, you stay cool, and you don't get baffled by seeing questions which look very intimidating but are very simplistic. Okay? So all I'm suggesting is 20 questions can be done in 15-16 minutes as well if you have a flair for good reading, right? Let's move on to the next slot, the slot 2 paper, 20 questions again. Now this is starting with the reading comprehension passage. Read the passage and then we'll discuss the questions. All right, I'm sure you read the passage. It's just 75 to 100 words long. It's about problem solving skills, which is a vital skill each manager and a leader possess or should possess, right? And how important it is to have critical thinking when you actually make your decisions, okay? When you solve problem, you need to be creative and you need to apply your critical thinking skills, okay? All right. I'm sure we are on the same page about the content of the passage and there is no clarity sought here. चलिए question discuss करते हैं. What is the inference drawn from this passage? All right, you can easily eliminate C and D. Managerial skills, it's not saying the managerial skills are required. It says critical thinking, analytical ability, and problem solving skills are required to solve problems, not managerial skills. No special skill is required to solve problems. No author says it's required. Answer is going to be B, problem solving skill, help managers to act without bias while tackling problems. So problem solving skills. The manager should act without emotion and bias. That's not what author says here. What is the tone of the passage? Nowhere author is arrogant, sounding arrogant. Humorous, not at all. It's very matter of fact tone, sarcasm. He's not having any sarcasm? Answer is very clearly formal. He's very formal in tone, in a very learned and in a very matter of fact tone. He's putting his ideas, and that's why the author's tone is formal. Choose an appropriate title for the passage. All right, you can easily eliminate HR skills for decision making. Author hasn't talked about that. Creative skills for decision making. Author says you need to be creative when you make decision, but not you need creative skills. So this is just distortion of the author's idea that you need creative skills. No, you need to be creative. So here, this is also, and it's also an idea. It's not the main idea. It's just a detailing that author says you sometimes need to be creative in order to come to a decision. That doesn't mean it becomes a main idea, because title has to correspond to the main idea of the passage. Answer is not C either. And problem solving skill for decision making and top managerial skill for decision making. Again, it's not top managerial skill. It's a skill which is required for top managers. It's not top managerial skill. Distortion, answer is going to be A. Problem solving skill for decision making. Answer is going to be A. Central theme of the passage. All right. Central theme, title, tone. 3T questions. Answer is going to be B. Most important skill required for managers for decision making when encountering problems, right? Okay, so this is not about complaints, it's basically about solving the problem. Decision making skill while encountering emotional situation. No, this is one part where you are keeping aside your emotion. That's not the whole theme. Skill required for decision making while encountering. It's not about HR solutions. Answer is going to be B, Bombay. Okay, chaliye. Next question. Now this is the part which is bold-faced, right? And this has to be replaced. This part has to be replaced. All right. Now please understand, it says that all the time. All the time, that means it keeps happening. It's not happening one-off moment or continuously, but it keeps happening every time. So whenever you have this thing that it's all the time, that means you need either present continuous or present simple, right? It's no secret that artificial intelligence, especially generative AI, improves all the time or is improving all the time. And that's why we need present simple or present continuous. Answer is going to be A. Okay? Fairly simple question, class. Next. All right. An idiom is given like finding a needle in a haystack. So, and you need to find out the meaning of this idiom, right? So you can easily imagine haystack is that pile of hay, right? So घास का जो pack है, that is haystack. So when you are trying to find a needle, छोटी सी सुई उस घास के ढर्रे में, so definitely the task is going to be difficult, extremely difficult is going to be the answer for this, right? So haystack is nothing but very, very difficult. There is another idiom with stack. Make hay while sun shines. Make hay while sun shines, right? So that's another idiom with hay. Hay stack is one, and hay with hay we have another idiom. Make hay while sun shines is another idiom, which means that you should avail the opportunity. You should try to cash in on the opportunity. If you are given an opportunity, you should try to take advantage of it, right? So that is what make hay while sun shines. Okay, so make hay while sun shines is take advantage of the opportunity. So here answer is going to be A. Okay. All right, next. Now there are blanks, but instead of blanks, they have replaced blanks with these letters. You need to replace these letters with the perfect word which fits the paragraph and makes it complete and meaningful. All right, so the phrase is given and you need to replace it with the perfect word, right? So magnetic qualities. So let's start the sentence. Leadership plays a pivotal role in organizational success. Effective leaders possess magnetic qualities. So magnetic is something which attracts towards you, like magnetic poles do, right? So magnetic quality is something which attracts. So here charisma is going to be the perfect word here. So two options are eliminated. Magnetic is something which attracts, so charisma is going to be the perfect word, which enables them to inspire and motivate their teams. They also exhibit dash, willingness to change in different conditions. So they are willing to change in different conditions. That clearly means they are adaptable. Okay? So they are not rigid, they are not inflexible, but rather they are flexible. So adaptability is going to be your perfect word. Moreover, leaders with astute decision-making skills can make sound judgment based on critical analysis and intuition. So intuition is something which you are born with, right? Something which you have honed over a period of time. So that is something which gives you intuitive intelligence. Without reasoning here, you can, make sound judgment. So that is what is intuition, without reasoning. Furthermore, communication skills are crucial for leaders to articulate their vision. So answer is going to be A. Okay. Chali, next. Correct synonym for the given word. All right. So, despite the professor's erudition, the lecture was easy, accessible, engaging. Erudition is basically learned, knowledge, scholar. So, here, what we mean is that though the professor was extremely knowledgeable. So usually when people with extreme profound knowledge, when they speak, they become a little dense and a little incomprehensible, right? Because for masses or for laymen, they may not be very comprehensible. But despite the professor was erudite, despite his erudition, the lecture was easy, accessible, and engaging. So that means despite his scholarship, he was learned, possibly PhD scholar or scientist or a research scholar, but despite that, he was accessible. Answer is going to be this. C. Next बताएं. All right. The effects of artificial intelligence are profound and multifaceted, transforming various aspects of dash and industry. So, society and industry, practice to nahi aayega. Academia, suddenly you are going beyond it. Industry and society. So, both options can fit here. AI enhances efficiency, productivity by automating routine tasks and enabling advanced data analysis, leading to hurtful, why hurtful? Innovative solutions. So answer is going to be C. Next, grammar. Now look at this carefully and see if any comma is needed. All right. Now please remember Alka is no comma is needed here. So A is incorrect. She is not only a great singer, but there is no comma needed here between but and also, because this is whole phrase, not only but also. Alka is not only a great singer, but also a talented dancer. That's also incorrect, no comma. She is not only a great singer, but also a great dancer, talented dancer. Answer is going to be D, Delhi. Okay. Next, as I told you, this question keeps appearing. And even if you are close about two options, you can come to your answer. Generous, someone who has big heart, right? Someone who is very altruistic, magnanimous, is generous, right? So stingy is going to be opposite. Stingy is conjuice, miser, negard. So generous, stingy, they are going to be antonymous, right? So A is going to go with 3. 2 options eliminated. Even 3 options eliminated. Answer is going to be 3. Look at this. B2. Optimistic? No. Just a second class. A with 3. All right, there is some issue class. Optimistic is going with pessimistic, right? So B has to be 1. Conceal, sorry, it's going to be reveal. Conceal, छुपाना, reveal यानी किसी चीज को उजागर करना, diverge करना. So C is going to be 2. There's some issue with the options here. Bitter is going to be sweet. So D is going to be 4. So here it's 1 and it's 2. Answer is going to be B. Okay. All right. Parajumble. All right. So A is going to begin your paragraph because it introduces the idea in a neutral way. It was a moment of triumph. We don't know what was that moment. So C is eliminated because it's having B as the opening statement. A becomes your opening statement. But now you need a mandatory pair as well, right? Despite the setbacks, so DC says, despite the setbacks they never lost sight of their goal. And then say, finally, as the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, they completed the project, right? So CB is your mandatory pair. Answer is going to be D. And when they finally completed the project, it was a moment of triumph, making the culmination of weeks of hard work. That also makes your C, B, D a trio. Okay? And that's why answer is going to be B, Bombay. All right? Okay, next question. All right. So this ancient city located in Italy was destroyed and buried under volcanic ash and in the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. This remained buried for nearly 1700 years before its rediscovery in 48. When excavation began, archaeologists found the city remarkably well preserved, offering a unique glimpse into the lives in the ancient Rome. The streets were lined with homes, shops, public buildings, many adorned with colorful frescoes and mosaics. That means author is ending the whole idea with what was found when the city was rediscovered, right? So it was all adorned houses, public buildings with colorful frescoes and mosaics. How would you end this whole idea? The idea is going to be D. It appears that the city's inhabitants had no warning of the impending disaster because there was nothing found which shows here before the sentence that they were preparing for this disaster or they were preparing for their rescue or overcoming this disaster or they had any idea. There was nothing found which shows that they were preparing for facing this disaster because everything was nothing but well preserved, right? So here that's why answer is going to be D. All right. Yes, most of you who are answering here are finding D as the correct answer and D is the correct answer. All right. Now class, as I said, we are going to discuss two papers, 40 questions, slot 1, slot 2 papers, 24, both papers are done. And now we are going to discuss some questions which are developed on the basis of those questions which appeared. Okay? Let's practice these questions now. So an analogy which helps you establish the relationship. Here the relationship is chef works in a kitchen. So where does pilot work? Does he work on cockpit, runway, aircraft, airport? So the very specific place where he works should be, answer is cockpit. Okay. So that's his working place and that's his working place. Answer is going to be cockpit. That's where he sits and maneuvers the plane. Okay. Next question. Confusing word. In last year paper, you will find one confusing word pair similar on this line. They were blank, filling the blank, and 2 words were given. So on the basis of that, we have this question. All right. I hope it's clear that the museum will exhibit. So inhibit is to stop. So these two options are eliminated. The museum will exhibit a rare collection of ancient coins and visitors are expected to express great interest in the exhibition, right? Inhibit is to stop. Inhibitions होते हैं, आपकी झिझक, आपका reluctance to do something, right? You have your qualms, you have your apprehension to do something, so that is your inhibitions. Inhibitions something which stops you. ठीक है, आप initiative नहीं लेते हैं, आप proactively कुछ करते नहीं, so that is nothing but inhibiting you. Inhibit is to stop, तो हमें inhibit नहीं चाहिए. Impress is impressive, expresses expressing yourself. ठीक है, so यहाँ पे answer जो है वो is going to be A. Now, such confusing word pair, last year appeared one question which was complement and complement. In previous session, I guess I discussed that question. So please go through all the confusing word pair which are given in our RSL. ठीक है, हमने वो बहुत adequately discuss भी किए हैं classes में as well as in these session that we take on YouTube. But nonetheless, now it's incumbent on you that you practice those confusable pairs and get clarity about their meaning, like eminent, imminent, historic, real, true, distrust, mistrust. There are, numerous such pairs which you need to have clarity on. चलिए next देखिए. All right. When the debate became too heated, the moderator made everyone feel comfortable and relaxed. So basically, when no one is talking, basically this idiom answer is going to be here, A. When no one is talking and you're meeting a stranger, or you are sitting in an environment where everyone is stiffy and not talking to each other, not trying to strike a conversation, then you break the ice and you start introducing yourself. So breaking the ice means nothing but to start introducing yourself, start talking, start having a conversation with someone when someone is not speaking. So that is what is breaking the ice. Okay? So here breaking the ice is the correct here because no other option is going. But here already everyone is talking because the debate is too heated. That means everyone is talking. But usually breaking the ice happens when there is no conversation happening and you try to do something which makes the conversation happen. Okay? But here that's going to be the correct answer. Miss the boat is miss the opportunity. Don't miss this boat, right? So that means take this exam and try your luck. Miss the boat. Burning the midnight oil, that clearly means working very hard. Burning the midnight oil. ठीक है, एक और idiom अभी हमने किया था, finding the needle in a haystack, right? Or make hay while sunshine. ठीक है, do you remember both the idioms? Bite off more than we can chew. जब मेरे पास अपनी कैपेसिटी से ज्यादा काम होता है, जितना मैं कर पा रही हूँ उससे ज्यादा काम हो, या मैंने I have a lot on my plate, that clearly means कि I'm over text, or possibly I have more work than what I can deliver or what I am capable of doing. So that is should not bite off more than you can chew. It's not bit off, it's bite off. ठीक है, bite off more than he could chew. ठीक है, so answer here is A. I explained to you the meaning of other idioms as well so that it's clear what they mean. और break the ice किस sense में आता है मैंने आपको वो भी बता दिया. चलिए. Although she had every reason to be proud of her achievement, she remained dash and thanked everyone who had supported her. So although is doing the trick here, and with although I guess fetching the answer is also very easy because although is setting the tone that we need a word which is contrast, which should be in contrast. She had every reason to be proud of her achievement. That means, she should be proud of herself, but nonetheless, she remained humble, right? We don't have any reason to choose jealous. Why would she get jealous? Reckless, careless, no. Stubborn, no. Again, no context here is fitting or supporting stubborn. Answer is going to be, she remained humble and thanked everyone who had supported her. ठीक है? The committee decided to dash the meeting until all the required documents were available. Now you need to choose the perfect phrasal verb which is fitting here. We discussed what phrasal verbs are. They are nothing but one word with another preposition which is going to give you the different meaning. Alright, now there is another phrasal verb called call off. So when you call something off, that means you cancel something. That means this is not going to happen again. The wedding has been called off. That means it has been cancelled. But put off basically means is to delay something. Right? And here we need put off because until all the required documents were available. That means when this condition is met, all the required documents are gathered, the meeting is going to happen. So it hasn't been called off. The meeting is going to happen, right? And that's my answer is going to be A, put off, right? Put off is to cancel, to delay something. Put aside. So put aside is to किसी चीज को अलग से रखना. Put aside. Put aside some cash for rainy days. So that means keep aside some cash for rainy days. Put aside your judgment for now and think rationally. So put aside your judgment. That means उसको अलग करो. So that is what is put aside. ठीक है? Put through. You have put me through such a difficult situation. Putting somebody through a difficult situation is that is putting through. ठीक है? Put up with. When you tolerate someone, I cannot put up with arrogant people. So I cannot tolerate arrogant people. Put up with. ठीक है? Alright? And put up is also कहीं पे ठहराना किसी को. Where were you put up when you were sent on that meeting? ठीक है? Alright, select the option that is odd one out. Alright, odd one out. Courageous, fearless, bold. All three are same. Timid is going to be someone who is fearful. ठीक है? डरपोक, coward, pusillanimous. So that is what is timid, right? Timid is just the opposite of courageous, right? So there is another word, intrepid. Intrepid is also fearless, right? ये जो root word है trepid, this comes for fear. Trepidation is घबराहट. ठीक है? So people in the Middle East as of now or the West Asia have been living in trepidation that there could be nuclear war because of what is happening in that geopolitical scenario there, right? So trepidation, a lot of trepidation. They are living in a lot of trepidation. That means घबराहट, anxiety. And intrepid is basically someone who is fearless, bahadur, same as courageous, same as valorous. When you call somebody a valorous man, that means somebody is extremely bold. ठीक है? आज हम कारगिल दिवस मना रहे हैं. I hope all of you remember Kargil Divas, Kargil Shahid. Those people with their valor, they fought Pakistan with Pakistani forces and made India. They actually defeated Pakistani forces. So valorous, courageous soldiers of Kargil war. So valorous is courageous, intrepid is courageous, fearless, bold. All are same. Timid is same as डरपोक, coward. ठीक है? All right, class. 47. All right, choose the one which is put up in the most accurate grammatical way. All right. So the manager appreciated every employee who had. So appreciated is going to go in past. You need a verb here in past, right? So that's not correct. C, the manager appreciated every employee whom had. You need subject pronoun here, not object. Whom is him. Him is object. We don't need him or who. We need who. जिसने contribute किया, ठीक है? So C is also incorrect. The manager appreciated every employee who has contributed. Again, the same problem. Appreciated will go with a past verb, not with a present verb. Answer is going to be B here. All right, quickly. Now we are given a context of an investigation where the person, the detective, remained bored, refusing to accept any conclusion without sufficient evidence. So unless everything is substantiated with evidence, he is not accepting anything. So what is it? What is it explaining? क्या characteristic has detective का? Very clearly, skeptical, doubtful, right? He's cynical. He's not accepting. So detective remains skeptical. Gullible is someone who is credulous. Someone who accepts everything easily. Just the opposite of skeptical. Gullible वो person है जिसको आप easily बेवकूफ बना सकते हैं because he thinks that whatever other people are saying is gospel truth. He believes others easily. Reckless is someone who is careless, reckless, careless and reckless are going to be both same. ठीक है, तो here answer is going to be skeptical. All right, again very simple. Permanent is going to go with temporary, reveal is going to be with conceal, benevolent with cruel, expand with contract. ठीक है, so A is going to go with B, two options eliminated, and expand is going to go with 3, so B3. So B3 answer is going to be A. All right, so they are very good questions. They look very intimidating, like they are going to take a lot of time, and unless you know all the meanings, you won't be able to come to know about the answer. But if you apply your brain and if you just work around with the options and just try to pair up one word with another word, you will get to your answer quickly. ठीक है? So ये एग्जामिनर का काम है हमको डराना, हमारा काम है उस डर से आगे करके फटाफट से लॉजिकल तरीके से क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करना. Answer is going to be A. Last question. Parajumble. Now there are 6 sentences, okay? You need to see how it should be started. B, she then divided. She then divided, that means I need something which explains it before. B is not my opening statement. I come to A as my opening statement. Now let's decide a mandatory pair. Let's understand what A says. The mentor began by explaining the purpose of the innovation workshop to the participants. So this sounds a very neutral statement. He began explaining the purpose of innovation. ठीक है, उसके बाद क्या आना चाहिए? क्या क्या है हमारे पास? B और C है, देख लेते हैं. C देख लेते हैं. The teams discussed ideas enthusiastically and prepared creative solution. ठीक है? She then divided everyone into small group and assigned each a practical problem to solve. She explained, then she divided, right? So this becomes your pair here. So AB is your pair. So one more option is eliminated. AB, AB. Now B should be followed by C or D. That's going to give you the answer. Small groups and assign each a practical problem to solve. The teams discussed ideas enthusiastically. They were divided into teams. The teams discussed the ideas. Answer is going to be A. A, B, C is your trio. So those 4 sentences हो, 5 sentences हो, 6 sentences हो. All you need to do is think rationally, think logically, find out the opening statement, find out one mandatory pair. Work with these logics, you will invariably get your answer. ठीक है? So class, here I come to the end of the first part of today's marathon, which was for two previous paper discussion and some questions based on those lines. Okay, I hope this session helped you. The paper is very doable, all 3 papers. In the second part, my colleague Shazli Mam is also going to discuss the previous year paper, the last year paper, 20 questions of that, and the sample paper questions, right? Along with that, she will also discuss the other questions on the same variety, on the same pattern. I'm sure this marathon will help you decoding what you need to do and what you need to avoid. You don't have to be scared of any of such questions which appears very difficult, very complicated, dense. All you need to do is they have simplified, they have put up these questions just to, kind of, put a pressure on you. You have to be focused and read it carefully, read the directions carefully, read the question carefully, apply what you know, and then come out with flying colors. Okay, all the very best, all of you, and I hope all of you do well and shine in this exam. Thank you so much. So after a while, my colleague is going to join the session. You can take a break, take lunch, and then again be part of the session. Thank you.
Hello students, I'm Shazli from Top Rankers and I welcome you all to the session around Marathon for IIM Bangalore for English section. So this is basically in continuation with the previous marathon which you had with amazing faculty Neelam Mam. So I'm going to take this further for approximately 2 hours. So students, this marathon will be a combination of almost all the question types which have been asked in the previous years. So the combination is around vocabulary, RCs, parajumbles, grammar related questions. So are you all up for the session, students? Shall we begin with the session, students? I'm literally bouncing off the wall considering the fact that this marathon is going to be very interesting and I can see by charts that students are also taking keen interest in that. So students, are you all up for the session? Shall we begin with the session now? Okay. So without wasting much of your time, let's begin the questions. I would appreciate if you can just type the answers in the chat box. Question number 1 is on screen. All right. So sculptor is to chisel. So this is basically the question around analogy. Analogy where you have to see the relationship between the question word. Just a second. All right. So students, you're supposed to see the relationship between these two words, sculptor and chisel. Okay, what is the relationship? That's the artist is using a tool. So that way, what should be the correct answer? Painter's tool can be brush. Okay, so D is the correct answer choice for this question. Question number 2 is on screen. Can I expect you all to type the answer in the chat box along with the question number as well? I would appreciate if you can just type the question number as well. Hurry up, students. All right. Now, question number 2, correct answer should be her necklace was a perfect complement. It should be complement, something which completes, which makes other things perfect or complete. So was a complete perfect complement, and she blushed when he gave her a sincere compliment. Compliment is praise and compliment is something complement, something that completes or that goes well with other things. That means the necklace was going well with the gown. So complement and complement. So C should be the correct answer choice. Question number 3. Hurry up, students. That's nice. At scroll, you seem to be fast enough. Well done, Utkarsh. So if somebody is refusing to listen, so somebody is turning a deaf ear. So after forgetting to submit the report on time, Maya tried to explain herself because she forgot to submit the report. But her manager was already angry and he did not pay attention to what excuses she was giving. That means he was not listening at all. So basically, turned a deaf ear is the perfect idiom for that. Somebody turns a deaf ear, that means somebody stops listening to you. Now, there are some other idioms as well. I would appreciate if you can write down the meaning of all those idioms. Held all the cards. This means to have all the power, to have all the power and advantages over others. Now, read between the lines. To look for something that is not directly stated. To look for something that is not directly stated in the passage or anywhere else. Gave her a cold shoulder. So what does it mean, students? This means to ignore someone. To ignore someone or to treat them in a unfriendly way. Since my brother misbehaved with me, so I gave him a cold shoulder while he was trying to pacify. I gave him a cold shoulder. Got it, students? Now, question number 4 is on screen. So here students, the correct answer is benevolent. Benevolent is somebody who is generous. Old man gave his warm coat to the beggar. So somebody who is generous enough to help the other people out. Okay, so C should be the correct answer choice. Next question, 5 is on screen, students. Now students, here the correct answer is B, let out. Why? I'll explain. Let go is to release. To release or stop holding someone or something. Now let out is to emit or release the sound. To emit or release a sound or emotion. Let in. Let in is to allow somebody or something to enter. To allow someone or something enter. Let me in. And let up is to become less or to stop. To become less intense or to stop. That is let up. Got it, students? So since we're talking about a cry, emotion or sound, the miser let out a cry when he learned that his money was lost. So he started screaming. Got it? He released some sounds or emotions, distressed emotions. Now question number 6 is on screen. You have to choose the odd one out, students. That's quite easy, isn't it? Come on, hurry up. Come on, students, hurry up. All right, correct answer is lavish. Somebody who spends money extravagantly. Somebody who is not careful about money. Prudent is somebody who is extra careful about each and everything. Somebody who makes good judgment, somebody who is wise enough. All right, so that's prudent. Thrifty is miser, stingy. Economical is also miser, stingy, extra careful about money. So correct answer is somebody who spends a lot of money wastefully. Question number 7 is on screen, students. Come on, students, hurry up. So this is basically a grammar question. Please write down the question number as well. All right. Okay. So the documentary was so informatively. This is adverb, which is not good for or befitting word with documentary. Documentary is noun. So with noun, we needed adverb. Sorry, adjective, not adverb. Adverbs qualifies verbs, not nouns. And adjective qualifies noun. So the documentary was very informed. Inform is verb. It should be informative. C is the correct answer. Now, the documentary were so informative. Were is plural. Alright, but documentary is singular. So there is a mismatch of subject and verb agreement. That's why we are not choosing option D. Option C is the perfect option. The documentary was, since it was a singular noun, so verb subject, singular noun or subject. So we needed singular verb. So C is the correct answer choice. Question number 8 on screen, students. Hurry up, students. Question number 8. I would appreciate if you can answer in the chat box along with the correct question number. Try to be a little faster, students. That's nice. So whenever we talk about house, so house or the structure or the building that have fallen into disrepair, that means we can't actually repair it again. We have to demolish it and go ahead with a good structure. So dilapidated is the correct answer choice. All right, dilapidated. Rotten basically is related with decay. House don't get, they fall into disrepair. So D is the correct answer choice. Now you have to match the words with their correct antonyms. Come on, students. Hurry up, students. See, in the previous question, we could not use decay because that's a general term for gradual deterioration. Normally, we use with organic matters, not for the buildings. All right, correct answer choice is B here, students. Diligent opposite is negligent because diligent is somebody who is meticulous or extra careful. Concise opposite is vague. Just somebody who is unbiased. Opposite is biased. Abolish, opposite is establish. So that way B is the correct answer choice. Question number 10 is on screen. This is para jumble. So you have to rearrange the sentences in order to make it a meaningful paragraph. So the sentences are already jumbled up. Come on, students. Hurry up, students. All right. Now, question number 10. A good start is F. Maya stood before the United Nations, her voice trembling with emotion. That's a good start. She pleaded for peace, for an end to conflict, the war. Okay. So she stood and her voice was trembling. What was the next step? Next logical sentence, that why she stood and what she was doing. She pleaded for peace. So D can't be the good start, B can't be the good start. Alright, we got attracted towards option C as well. But if you read these two sentences, F is a better introductory sentence, because we are talking about that she stood, then we conveyed the message, and finally this should be coming somewhere last or towards the last. Alright, so F is a good start. D automatically gets connected with option F. She pleaded for a P for an end to conflict, the war. A. The world watched as she spoke of devastating impact on innocent lives. Alright, so this is a good logical organization, FDA. E. Let's read E. Her words hung in the air like a challenge, a call to action for leaders. Okay. C. Maya's message resonated deeply, echoing the fears of and hopes of generation. And B. She ended with a forward wish, let there be no third world war. So she ended automatically comes at last. F is a good start, B is a good end. So better answer choice is D. Got it, students? Question number 11. It's a kind of para completion question. Para completions are quite common in DB. I'm shifting a little so that you can read this entire paragraph. Come on, students. All right. Humanity is a social species by nature. That's good. When the internet entered daily life. So first of all, we are talking about social species, humanity. And then we talked about internet entered daily life around 1983. Worldwide connection became an instant possibility. Okay. Now, when we talk about this, and the next sentence is the backyard fence was replaced by a computer. That means we needed fencing in order to keep distance from everybody for privacy. So that space we are getting by computer. All right, privacy by computer monitor. So if I talk about this sentence and this sentence, what can be the good logical connection? It should be A. Talking to the next door neighbor became talking to anyone on the planet. That means there were some boundaries which were difficult to cross. That is why we have used the word backyard fence over there. The internet came connecting people on the World Wide Web and nothing changed. Nothing changed. Actually, everything changed. Whether for private purposes or business, communication is what humans do, not always gracefully or truthfully, but certainly continuously. So there is no connection around World Wide Web. Social media had its first seed in its email, nothing around it is given there. Social media has become a vast informal network of online venues. So we were talking about the people started keeping distance from each other. They actually got isolated all thanks to internet. So that is being conveyed by option A only. So even D is irrelevant answer choice here. Now question number 12. Come on, students. Students, you're taking a lot of time to answer this question. This was, I think that this is easy. Come on, students. Now, in a dash display of restraint, restrained can't be the correct option because we are already talking about it. Display is noun and we needed adjective. She redirected the journalist's hostile inquiry with such polish French that even the most skeptical Parisian in the room found themselves smiling in admiration. So it should be masterful because straight is very candid restraint. Woeful is feeling sad. All right, regretful. Woeful is regretful or sorry, feeling sorry. Sorry. Sorrowful. It should be sorrowful, woeful. So this is not even related. Masterful display that people, like they were smiling in admiration. Now, question number 13 is on screen. So you have to choose the odd one out for question number 13. Please answer the question in the chat box. See, here option C, business uses a variety of social media platforms. Alright, with broad audience for brand promotion, marketing campaigns and customer engagement. How does it take place is being discussed here, and this technique is related to this. That means DCB. If I talk about A, which is the correct answer, brand promotion is only limited to one platform, although this option D is just contradictory. So I would say student option A is opposite to what is stated in the rest of the paragraph. Hence A is the correct answer choice. Question number 14. Come on, students. Now, this is the correct idiomatic expression, pour over the books. It means to study intently, purposefully, with intention. Alright, so C is the correct answer choice. That is the correct idiomatic expression, students. Question number 15 is on screen. So you must have noticed that we have introduced almost all kind of questions here. So basically, urge is to incite or encourage. Correct answer is A. Why? Let's see. Their urgent appeal incited or encouraged global leaders to take immediate and measurable actions. Brainwashing is different thing. Alright, to persuade, to distract people, to persuade them to a different thing. Instigate is a negative word. We needed a positive word here, which is urge. Deceived is to play trick with somebody. So that's not the correct option there. Question number 16. Come on, students, hurry up. So the athlete was lauded. Lauded basically is to praise. Alright, celebrated is also to praise somebody. Now, why not other answer choices for this? Reimburse. Reimburse basically is related to payments, to pay back. Rewarded. Rewarded is related to something, somebody with something, reward, to award a person, to reward a person. All right. Here the correct answer was lauded, lauded, replacement, praised, replacement will be celebrated without changing the meaning. Now students, you have got the question on screen. This is about RC, reading comprehension. You're given a passage for question number 17 to 20th. That means you're going to go for 4 questions based on this passage. So kindly read the passage and start solving the questions given there. You can make some notes as well, or you can take the screenshot of this slide for the next few questions. Come on students, hurry up. I hope you have taken the screenshot of this slide, because I'm changing this slide for next question. Question number 18, students. Just a second, I'm going to get this done soon. Just a second. I'm going to get this fixed up. I'm showing you the previous question as well because it got a little shifted. So many of you must not have attended it properly. So I've taken you to the previous question, students. Question number 18 on screen. Now you will have all RC related questions, many RC related questions in fact. I hope you're done, students, for question number 18 as well. Question number 19 on screen, students. Come on, students. Now, question number 20th on screen. All of a sudden, the speed of the students got dropped. Why so? Is it because of RC? I can completely understand, students. Reading comprehension has always been a kind of challenge for the students. That's the reason that I've taken most of the questions around reading comprehension, starting from this passage. Hurry up. All right. Allow me to explain these questions now. So this passage is around Okinawan centenarian. Now, what do you mean by centenarian? People who live for 100 years, centenarian. All right. So centenarians are the people who live at least for 100 years. Those who have lived 80, like 100 years, like if somebody lives for 105, 106 years, they will also be called centenarians. All right, so we are talking about Okinawan centenarians, those who have lived life up to 100 years or more. These remarkable individuals, despite their advanced age, often exhibits a zest for life, enthusiasm for life, sharp minds, and relatively robust physical health. So normally, what we expect that people who go old, they probably will they will be weak enough. They will be, like they won't be having that kind of energy. We have got this gerontologies. Already, gerontology is like a kind of psychology. People who are doctors, who takes care of people who grow old. All right, anything related to them, be it physical health issues or mental health problems as well. So they deal with all those kind of problems. Gerontologists. All right, so here we are talking about people normally, especially if I talk about these Okinawan centenarians. I'm talking about a specific place where these kind of people displayed sharp minds and relatively robust. Robust is a strong physical health. The centenarians shared their life stories, daily habits, and personal philosophies, offering a window into lived experiences that contribute to their longevity. Longevity is long life. You can write down the meaning of this word as well. Longevity is long life. So they shared a lot of things about their routine, about their lifestyle, about everything which contributed to their longevity. Okinawa, a group of islands located in the southernmost part of Japan, is often celebrated for its inhabitants' exceptional life expectancy and overall health. So probably this is a particular place where people are blessed with longevity as compared to other countries in the world. All right. So the confluence of cultural, dietary, physical, and social psychological factors in Okinawa presents a holistic picture of health that stands in stark contrast to the fragmented approach often seen in other parts of the world. What emerges from the Okinawa way is a set of guiding principles that can be adapted and adopted by anyone anywhere seeking to enhance their health and extend their lifespan. So author is saying that actually Okinawa way is a set of guiding principle. All right, if people across the globe follow these life principles, all right, they probably will also have longevity and a healthy life. All right. So this is what exactly the passage is talking about. Now let's see question number 17. What is the central theme of the passage? For me, the correct answer choice should be B. Why? Everybody can live up to. Where it is written, we have specifically talked about Okinawan people who lived long life, who are blessed with longevity. All right. So not everybody across the globe, even this has been explicitly written in the passage that only the people in this particular part lives long life as compared to other places. Now, healthy body leads to healthy mind is a very generic term. We are talking about Okinawan people, centenarians, their lifestyles, their habits, and everything which is contributing to their longevity. Now, taking care of health is important. The entire passage is not only about, or it's not hovering around the importance of health. All right, so obviously D can't be the correct answer choice. B is the correct answer choice. Now, question number 18. Select the most appropriate answer to the given question. Which of the following is not stated? This is stated in the passage by C. C is the correct answer by only a few. All right. This statement itself is making option C as the correct answer choice, because we actually wanted something which is not given. So only a few is not given anywhere in the passage. Rest of the options are correct as per the passage. So correct answer choice here should be D. Now select the most appropriate answer to the given question. The Okinawa inhabitant had a holistic lifestyle because the now students, if I talk about question number 19, for me the correct answer choice is D, because we are talking about diet, exercise, culture, social behavior, habits and other things. These centenarians shared life stories and personal philosophies. The guiding principles of healthy life is being shared, all right, but this passage is not only about stories, all right. They lived in the southernmost part of the Japan. That is also C, option B actually not at all related to the question. So you can say even if the information is correct, but that's not relevant to the question, hence incorrect. They exhibited high intellect and zest of life. We are talking about holistic lifestyle, complete lifestyle by guiding principles. So D is a better answer choice, even if this option is correct as per the information, but that's not irrelevant to question, I would say. So that's considered to be irrelevant to question. This is also irrelevant to the question given there. Now, most appropriate title of the passage? Obviously D. The secrets of longevity in Okinawa, because we talked about their lifestyle, all right. Health and fitness is a very generic thing, not related to Okinawan centenarian. It's not only about life stories. It's not guide to health and happiness. Nobody is guiding us what all things should we do it in our future in order to be healthy. So obviously even C is not the correct answer choice. Question number 21 on screen, students. Come on, students. See, this entire passage is around the benefits of reading. So, reading regularly offers far more than an academic success. It broadens perspective, improves vocabulary, and develops critical thinking. Okay. So, this is what exactly about the benefits of reading. Even in continuation, also, as a result, readers become more confident in expressing their ideas and understanding different viewpoints. So if I talk about this, only option A can be the correct one, because this is actually the correct continuation, since it's also talking about the benefits of reading. So regular reading also strengthens concentration and analytical skills over time. Many people buy books only because their friends recommend them. The entire passage is just about benefits of reading. So this is a relevant answer choice. Libraries usually remain closed on national holidays. The passage is not about libraries and holidays. Some novels are longer than others and contain more chapters. There is no comparative analysis of novels. So obviously D can't be the correct answer choice. Question number 22 on screen, students. Fragile is something delicate, ordinary explanation can't be the correct answer choice. Reluctant, this should be concise explanation. The scientist gave a concise because we needed positive adjective, which is obviously option A. Question number 23. Again, you have to rearrange the sentences, the jumbled up sentences, in order to make it a meaningful paragraph. Okay, students, here you're supposed to choose the odd one out. One sentence which is not relevant to the passage. So you can choose that statement accordingly. Okay, option A is about renewable energy. Option B is also about renewable and clean energy. Option C is also about clean energy. So the correct answer choice is D. Why D is the answer? Because it's about ancient civilization and modern machinery, stone monument. Nothing about a clean energy or renewable energy is given in option C. That's not related. So definitely D is the correct answer choice. Question number 24. So deliberating is to discuss or consider, deliberate over. Deliberating over is the correct structure. So for question number 24, B is the correct answer choice. To consider something before making a final decision. I think I should write down to consider before making a final decision. That's where we use deliberating. Question number 25 on screen. Hurry up, students. All right. So, after months of careful research and repeated experiments, so we gathered some evidence after careful research. So, the evidence must be good enough to validate their hypothesis. Hypothesis is supposition or imagination. Confused can't be the correct answer because we are talking about careful research. Postpone their hypothesis. Postpone is not at all related word. Conceal is to hide. To hide their hypothesis? No. Validate. Question number 26 on screen. Hurry up, students. So the museum's newly restored gallery captivated. Captivated means fascinated or attracted. Got it? So the correct synonym for this word should be fascinated. Now next passage on screen for question number 27 to 30th. I would appreciate student if you can just take the screenshot of this slide, because when I'll be showing you the questions, you definitely need this slide that time. Come on, students, hurry up. All right. Nobody has answered to this question. Students, please answer this question. Do you need more time to read the passage? If you answer the question in the chat box, I'll take you to the next question. Come on, students. Please answer the question in the chat box. Question number 28 on screen. Question number 29. Students, I would appreciate if you can answer in the chat box, please. Let me know once you're done so that I can take you to the next question. Please, students. Got tired or what? Must be tired, no? Like you have been attending this marathon for almost good 3.5 hours. Going to complete your 4 hours. Now, question number 30th on screen. So, students, I have taken variety of passages so that you can all have good practice on almost all the genres. Also, students, I have taken many questions from your past year papers and sample papers so that you have some really good questions, relevant questions. Now let's continue with this passage, students. So this entire passage is about urban parks. What are the benefits? All right. So they are more than recreational spaces. They provide residents with clean air, reduce noise, pollution, and help regulate city temperature by increasing green cover. Okay, so these are the environment related advantages. Other than that, students, these parks also encourage physical activity. So physical activity, like you being good health, physical health. So these are the advantages around them. Like if you go for walking, jogging, cycling, so you can remain healthy. It's a good cardio exercises. In addition, they serve as meeting places. Now we are talking about the social benefits where people of different age groups and backgrounds can interact, strengthening community bonds. Researchers have found that spending time in green spaces can reduce stress level. Now these are psychological benefits. So we got environment related benefits, physical health related benefits, then social, and at last psychological related and psychological or mental well-being related benefits as well. So as cities continue to expand, preserving and developing public parks has become an essential part of sustainable urban planning. Now let's see the question, students. What is the central theme of the passage? For me, the correct answer is B. Urban parks contribute to environmental, physical and social well-being. Okay. Cities should replace roads with parks. Nowhere it is stated, and that's very irrelevant as well. Mental health depends only on spending time outdoors. So we are talking about urban parks, not outdoor activity. Any activity can be there, and it just talks about mental health. So better option is the B, because it's talking about multiple benefits of having urban parks. Public parks are mainly built for children's recreation. So the first statement itself is contradictory to what is given here in this statement D. Alright, so this is just opposite to what is stated. So correct answer definitely should be B. Question number 28. Which of the following is not stated in the passage? For me, the correct answer is city should ban private vehicle. Nothing around it is given in the passage. It talks about urban parks help reduce noise pollution, improves concentration. Parks encourage activities such as walking and cycling. Only option C is nowhere stated in the passage. Question number 29. According to the passage, why are urban parks considered important for communities? They increase the number of commercial buildings. For me, student, correct answer is question number 29 ka B. This is not related. They increase the number of commercial buildings. We are talking about urban parks. They eliminate all forms of pollutions in cities. I think इसका correct answer होना चाहिए था. See, not all forms of pollution. Here we have specifically talked about air pollution, clean air, and noise pollution. Alright, not all kind of pollutions. So C can't be the correct answer. This is extreme. We are eliminating this option because it is extreme, talking about all forms of pollutions. They guarantee better employment opportunities. Nothing around it is given. This is irrelevant answer choice. Okay. So as I have mentioned here, B should be the correct answer choice for this question. Question number 30th. Which title best suits the passage? Obviously A, because it talks about urban parks, it has maximum keywords from the passage. The history of public gardens, it's urban parks, alright, and it's related to healthier cities. How cities can expand without planning, nothing around it is an urban park is given there. The focal point is urban parks only. Recreational activities for professional athletes, nothing around it is given in the passage, so even D can't be the correct answer. A is the correct answer choice for this question. Now next passage is on screen, students. This passage is for question number 31 to 34. Students, if you want, you can take the screenshot of the slide. Screenshot of this slide for your references for question number 31 to 34. This passage is somewhat challenging as compared to other passages which we solved. I would appreciate students if you all can be a little more patient. Try to have patience while dealing with this passage, because normally when we see some challenging tasks, no, so we end up leaving the session in between. This is related to art and culture. Also, the passage is somewhat lengthy as compared to the previous passages. Why should you have all the easy questions? Let's have something challenging as well. Come on, students, hurry up. No, no, no. I think this too has been taken from the actual paper, past year paper. So this was asked, students, you can see, this was asked in IIM Bangalore official paper 2025. This passage was there in 2025 itself. Question number 32 on screen, students. Question number 32. Come on. Come on, students. Hurry up. Should I change the slide now? Tell me if you want me to change the slide, because for this passage I'm not able to see any answer here on the screen in the chat box. Question number 33 on screen. Students, I am going to reiterate that this passage has been taken from IIM Bangalore 2025 official paper. Question number 34. All right. So allow me to take you to this passage first. I'll explain this. So basically, this passage is talking about drawing, about its history, how does it evolve, its importance, and everything about it. So drawing is arguably the most ancient form of visual art. Whether the body or the stone, we used to paint the people. We used to, some people like that time, people used to paint or draw on the body and the stone. The earliest known drawing by a human was discovered in 2021 at the Blombos Cave, South Africa, some 73,000 years ago. All right. So that drawing was done approximately 73,000 years ago. A human hand took an ochre. Ochre is crayon, like different colors, powder kind of thing. Alright, so that time we didn't have advanced painting colors and all such things. So that time people used to have like sand or powder like thing of different colors, usually in some subtle colors like white color, beige color, or cream color, something like this. Dark color, brown. Okay, and carved on a crosshatch design on a silkrate stone flag. The medium of drawing is engraved in us all. That means we all are used to draw something that's ingrained. If we know anything about art, that is drawing. That is the first thing which we all know. Alright, since our childhood, we must have painted, we must have drawn something. So that is quite innate now. It is our first means to a means of expression and creativity. Drawing is considered to be the first means of expression and creativity. Drawing has always been vital to every artist's practice, dating from Renaissance, where drawing flourished, uh, to today, when artists use drawing to create powerful films and express their personal grief and loneliness. So, drawing basically is a very good way of expression. We can express any kind of emotion, any kind of feeling with by a drawing, and we have been drawing a lot. Though drawing's popularity has ebbed and flowed for centuries. So, like there was a time when we saw a deep ebb. That means it came to its lowest step. That people stopped focusing more on drawing. Somewhere in 1970s, when the academic art would say it has. Some people said that drawing at that time was very unfashionable, because when everybody is doing something, that becomes common and people try to explore more. All right, there are more art forms, playing guitar, piano, that has come into the picture, that has come into vogue. All right, drawing is enjoying popularity again, appreciated for its therapeutic qualities, a sense of flow. Therapeutic qualities, why? Because we can express any kind of emotions via drawing. All right, like for example, we can talk about the pain the women carry. All right, or we can express the woes and sorrows of a mother who has lost her child. So every kind of emotion can be easily expressed via drawing. So that has got some therapeutic qualities as well. And the sense of flow it endangers. There is, especially since the lockdown. Now we are talking about lockdown period when people expressed so many feelings via drawing. People that time were suffering from depression, frustration, being locked at home all the time. So they actually started painting, and that had some really good therapeutic effects on it. Now, students intake online at the Royal Drawing School, London doubled in 2020 from 1,000 students a week, has grown steadily to 3,000 today, right? I mean, students tripled in London school as well, with a live drawing module accounting for more than half of the enrollments. I think that showed that there was a real longing for human touch and contact. Says Balkan principles of RDS, students confirmed it helped mental well-being. Many came purely for that, to slow the pace of life. Now, picking up a pencil or charcoal and mindfully making marks connects us to the haptic skills and offers a respite or rest from the relentless digital drain. Now, many people are so much involved, or I would say embroiled in digital, technology that we have been using every now and then, that it actually has caused many mental problems. So, if somebody is taking a break from technology, especially the digital drain, so that is quite important for mental health, and that can be possible if you get yourself indulged in drawing. According to the Gilbert, a curator of modern art, drawing in particular offers a relief from looking at screen, which we are also addicted to. A live drawing classes especially forces you to look at the world, not mediated through a screen and translate that. Zhang, a contemporary Chinese artist, believed that art has the power to assuage psychological sufferings as well. So it's basically all about mental health, well-being, mental health. Like it can, this drawing can assuage or pacify psychological sufferings as well. So I have always drawn a mildly therapeutic way. He says, when drawing from a nature, I find concentrated time sitting in a natural environment. Drawing is definitely mood enhancing. He equates it to doing yoga when you are not thinking of anything else. So when we actually go ahead with meditation or yoga, we don't think about anything else. Alright, so this is what exactly. So this last paragraph, this last part is basically focusing only on mental health, drawing leading to mental health, mental well-being. Now student, let's see the questions. Question number 31. The medium of drawing is ingrained in us. It's our first means of expression and creativity. From these two sentences, so there are two sentences, this is sentence 1 and this is sentence 2. By this, what can be inferred? So for me, the correct answer choice should be A. Ancient cave drawings are among the early form of visual expression, because we are talking about since ages people have been expressing themselves via drawing. So definitely this has been ingrained in all us all. All artists begin by drawing and then move on to experimenting with other media. So actually students, this half of it is partially true. But if I talk about then and then move on to experimenting with other media, that is not connected with these two sentences. That is the reason that I am eliminating option B as the correct option. All humans are innately artistic, but we do not develop this inherent talent. Innately, we are actually specifically talking about drawing is ingrained, which is best expressed by option A. Our inherent drawing abilities have suffered because we failed to find a supportive environment. This is completely negative, contradictory to what is stated in the actual sentences. Hence, correct answer choice should definitely be A. Now, question number 32. Which of the following statement is not true? Focus that this is a negative detail-based question. The pandemic has had a considerable role. Yes, that is given in the passage. There is no debating the fact that actually this is not true. No debating the fact, because here in the passage, the first line itself, if I talk about, arguably, drawing is arguably the most ancient form. So there must be some debate, some argument is happening. Alright, so this is quite debating, which is opposite to what is stated here in this passage. Oh, sorry, in this option. Opposite. Hence, not true. B is not true because that's just opposite to what is stated in the passage. Option C and D both are given in the passage. Question number 33. According to Malbert, a live drawing class akin to yoga is because, for me the correct answer is D. It has a calming effect on one and puts one in touch with other inner selves. Yes. Helps to get away from the hectic pace of life and reconnects with inner self. Basically, yoga and drawing both have calming effect on the mind, brain. Your stress level comes down. So therapeutic, which is basically related to option D. Now, help address personal social trauma and unrest and teaches one to look at the world differently. Nothing around it is given in the passage. Provides a relief from the screen and force active engagement with real world object. We are specifically talking about the connection of drawing with yoga, which is being communicated in option D. Question number 34. Which of the following would be the appropriate title of the passage? For me, the correct answer choice of 34 is The Resurgence of Drawing as an Art Form. Because drawing has been old concept, somewhere it lost its impact on the society, and again, once again, drawing has gained all the popularity. So the resurgence of drawing as an art form, because it's talking about from top to bottom of the passage, which is obviously correct option. Drawing the oldest visual art. See, we talked about that we used drawing in ancient time as well, but there is no such comparison that this was the oldest and the other one were the newer one. So that's not discussed anywhere in the passage. I would say that option A is too extreme to consider it a correct answer. The curative power of life drawing. The passage is not only about life drawing, so this is narrow in scope. The checkered history of drawing again is not the focal point of the passage. Got it, students? So, should we continue with one more passage? What do you say? Students? All right. You all seem to be tired. So let's end this session here itself. That's all for today, students. Thank you so much and all the best for your examination. All the best, students. This was the last question. So we had multiple questions around grammar, vocabulary, RCs, para jumbles, para completion as well. I think we have had good practice on almost all the question types. So that is all for today, students. Thank you so much and all the best.